up, people? Today I'm going to be doing a review for the mid-season premiere of Walking Dead Season 10. Overall, I've been kind of iffy with this season. I'm just having a hard time getting attached to this story or where the story is even going. To be honest, when I try to think about what happened in Season 10, all of it is just tension so far. It's just tension with a boom here and there, but it just doesn't feel like it has a target. And that's my biggest problem with this season. And so remember that as I walk into this review. So let's get into the cons first, because there isn't that much for this episode. They're ruining Carol's... They're not handling Carol correctly. And they're kind of ruining her character. Well, throughout this whole entire episode, I found her... She was my favorite character all the way up until season 9. And who's writing this? Angela King? Something King, the new writer. She does not like Carol, obviously, because ever since all the way up to season 8, Carol's been my favorite character, and now not so much anymore. And another thing, there's this scene with Negan and Alpha, and it just felt partially off character for Alpha. It's just kind of weird. You'll know it when you see it. And there's an obvious fake out at the end, to the point where I'm like, whoa, there's a fake out at the end where you're supposed to be thinking, that's going to be what the next episode's about. Are they going to do this? It's obvious, because they wouldn't base that next episode off of that if it is what we think it is. That's as big as I could be. And let's go get into the pros. This whole entire episode was a huge thrill right from the beginning to end, all 44 minutes of it. It was always intriguing, and I was constantly on the edge of my seat, and I was never bored. I have been finding myself quite bored with some of the episodes in the past, and yeah, this had me 100% focused on it. It has a very nice claustrophobic feel to it, and it is quite scary, and the Whisperers and the Walkers, the whole entire episode is just... I'm just going to say it, and it's not really a spoiler. The whole entire episode is based off in the cave, and you might not think much of it at first. But what you see from the teasers, you really don't think that... If I told you it was based off completely on the cave, you would probably think, oh, it's not going anywhere. But it does. It goes somewhere, and it's amazing. There is quite a lot set up in this episode. Each setup is paid off, and not a single frame is wasted. They show little things, and you might think, okay, that was useless. Then they bring it back later in a very nice way, and everything felt like it had a purpose in this episode. And it was a nice setup for the rest of the season. But will it go anywhere? Who knows? And this is probably one of the best episodes of the season, not the best. The best episode of the season so far is definitely that episode with Negan, and where he finds one of his saviors and the 2 girls. That was the best episode, in my opinion. It's probably one of the series' best episodes. And all the performances in this episode from the whole entire cast were just amazing as usual. And the writing, as usual, amazing. The character dialogue is always fantastic since season 9. It's just sometimes I just don't feel like... Season 9 completely had me intrigued. Season 10 is the problem. Season 10, I just don't find myself really caring that much anymore. Sadly, but I'm still going to watch the show to the end. And hopefully, I'm just not as hooked as I used to be. And yeah, I'm going to give The Walking Dead's mid-season premiere, Season 10, an 8.4 out of 10. So yeah, that's my review for The Walking Dead's mid-season premiere for Season 10. Whatever they want to call it now. So anyways, like, share, subscribe, and stuff like that, and adios.